So this is my Photoshop app. I'm going to open it. Yes, so once it is opened, this is what you are going to see. Um, because I have already worked in the software, that is why I'm seeing all of these recent activities. Yeah, I designed these flyers. If you are new to Photoshop entirely, the chances are that you are going to have this whole place to be empty. So when you see that, don't be worried. Yeah, so when you come, this is the whole interface for Photoshop, and then there are so many things for you, options for you to play with. As you can see, this is file, this is edit, image, layer, type, select. All of those are details. Now we are not going to need any of these right here in this panel unless maybe we are in the editing panel where we are doing the design and all of that. But before we can do that, unless we create a file. So as you can see, this is what create file. Alternatively, you can go here and maybe go to new at the same thing, you know. But let me go here, create file. Good. So when you go to create file, you get this pop up here. You can give the name of your file. So let's say just anything, flyer, and also this is where you can do the settings of your document. Now here, basically, it's all about the size of your document. You know, you want it to be A4, you want it to be A3, you want it to be YouTube size, whatsoever. You have the dimensions, you have the width, you can change it, and also you have the height, you can change it. And this is as well the resolution. Now, say maybe you don't actually have your dimensions in mind, the width and the height. We have other ones already made, dimensions. One is, for an example, we have the US paper. You can go to the US paper and bam, you are good to go. You see, that's the letter size. And when editing these figures, you can also change the unit. So right now we are working in inches. So someone may ask a question, is this important? Yes, it is important. Uh, if you are just doing to share on maybe social media, you might not really have the importance. But if you want to print it out, you have to give accurate dimensions so that it can fit your banner. I mean your metal size and all of that. And also, if let's say the inches, you come and put here, 2 inches and 10 inches, and that's just 2 inches, and let me even do it 3 inches, and you do a design with this dimension, and then you are going to print it on a billboard and paste it on a billboard. Because of the print size, if you use these dimensions, you are going to have it come out blurry. I mean, it's going to be blurry looking. It wouldn't be very sharp. So this is quite important. Say if you want to work for a big billboard, you have to better know the size of the billboard, and then you come and input it here, the width and then the height. Always remember to change the dimensions, pixels, inches, centimeters, and then all of that. Okay, so once you are done, all of these other ones, the color mode, etc., they are not, there's the background color and all of that, they are not really significant except you are working on advanced work. So listen, let's set it to, US paper. Once I turn it to US paper, automatically the dimensions update. It's actually in inches, and then bam, I get to go. Yes. So this is how come you come here. And this is the US paper size. If I had set the dimensions otherwise, I probably wouldn't have this. I would have had it to be portrait and all of that, landscape and all of that, and the funny dimensions depending on what I key in there. Okay. So when you come to this whole interface, Photoshop is quite a loaded platform. It's a very heavy duty software, but you don't have to worry because that is why I'm here to guide you through. You're gonna have it very easy. Okay, so the first thing for you to note here that this white space, this is what you actually personally customize. So this white space is your work area. This is where we are going to do all of the magic. Okay. And then if you come here, these are your tools, what you are actually going to work with. And thankfully, when you hover over any tool, you see that the name will pop up. So as you can see, move tool, and it says that moves a selection or layer. And you have even a simple video to probably, I mean, to give you an overview of what that particular tool is used to do. So the same thing applies to, the rest. When you hover on them, there has to be, this is a quick selection tool. You use it to select and all of that. So these are basically the tools. I'll encourage you to take your time, just, move through all of them to study it for yourself. But guess what? The truth of the matter is that you will not be using all of these tools for every design. No. For some of them, it's just two or three tools, and yet you do a highly quality design. So don't be worried at all if maybe you don't. There are so many, and you think, hey, how am I going to get all of these? Don't worry, you'll be good to go. Let's just get together and get going. So it's not only these ones. When you click on and hold on these three tools, you actually see some more of them. You can activate them and then they'll become part of these. But guess what? What we have already is okay. So let's leave it all that. So and notice something when you select. So let's, for an example, go to the selection tool. You realize that this particular space, extra options will come for you to make adjustments. For an example, when I select this, have you realized it just changed? Yeah, so these are the extra options you can use for further editing. When I select text, you realize that one to eight specific, options come. So take notice of that. And when you're working, you'll be doing a lot of things on top there. And anytime you're working and you want to go back, you can go to, home. And then you come back, and then you can come back to, this whole space. So the software is as flexible as any other software at all you can think about. Trust me, it's gonna be easier for you to learn. So maybe let's do just a simple design. Let's just draw a rectangle. Yeah, so that's a rectangle. Let me draw another one. Maybe this one I don't want it to be orange, so let me change the color to this, and let me draw another one here, and let me change it to that color. So we have this simple design. I don't actually know what we have done, but we've done it. So that is our design. How do we get it to be a picture so that we can print and all of that? When you get to this stage, after you've done your beautiful designs with all of these tools, you would actually use the other options on top there, for further modification and also for finalizing. So after I'm done with my design, I can come to file. And when you go to file, there are also so many other options, you know, open and all of that. But when you go through, you can get your export, quick export as, and then you actually go to, get them exported. Now, when you come to this one too, we have the edit. So assuming this thing was an image, you can actually, edit it further using these options. We want to talk about them in our later videos. And also this one is the image. You can further make adjustment, change the brightness and all of that. You can duplicate, you can trim, you can rotate, etc. Mind you, the options there have been clearly captured. Whatever you see is whatever it is. One example, if you see rotate, it means you're actually going to rotate it. There's no coded language here. Okay. Yeah, so basically we'll go through all of these, settings and all of that. So, let's say you want a ruler, this is where ruler is, and you want to snap it, you want to zoom in and zoom out. But there are shortcut to all of these things too that we'll also be learning as time goes on. Yeah, so on this side of the panel, you get to have extra options. Let me close this thing. You get to have extra options. So for an example, you have what we call layers. Layers are really important, and in fact, it is both the tools and then the layers any properties that you would be dealing with the most in getting your designs done. So keep it in mind, layers, and then we also have properties and all of that. Yeah, so this is a quick introduction. God bless you.